Get open your pages, your books, and write down today. Get them open now. What day it is? It's 7th of October. Yeah?
Yes.
And I want you to all write, this is the day I changed my life. It's the first one of its kind, what we're doing today. It's the Get Fit for Mental Wellness program, 8-week program. You know, whatever it may be, you're all here for a different reason, yeah? But you're all here for the same outcome. You all want to get better, you all want to live, you all want to cope with life. So we're going to strip out all the bad habits we've got, create a new positive habit, and we're going to change your life. But remember guys, you've got to do it yourselves. It's all within you. I can't do it. This is where it ends for me. This is all for you now. I can't do any more, so it's all in your hands.
It's a village problem. It needs a village to get us better. That's what these guys are doing. They're making a village for you, which enables you to heal, to repair, and become something so much more.
So David unmasked the doctor, the PT, the dietitian, all the 5 ways to wellness.
There's going to be so much in this course. Just absorb it all, take it all. So are we all feeling pumped for it? Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I've always struggled with my confidence. I've never had everything I did. I relied on drugs and drink to give me confidence. I couldn't handle day to day without the alcohol. I was struggling, you know, and I was drinking nearly every other day. I was taking drugs a couple of times a week. I went to Bulgaria for my birthday in July, and that was the last time I took drugs, and I binge drunk. And I just thought, I can't put myself through this no more. I've got 3 children that need me. They see me as a role model. I've always been a good dad, but everything I did involved drink. I just couldn't do that to myself or my kids anymore. I got the opportunity to come on the course, so it just sounded amazing. It just sounded like it really going to benefit me.
I found out about the course because I was doing the steps. When I first did the steps, I didn't think I'd get up them. And then
challenge done.
That was the first challenge, and that made me think that, do you know what, anything's possible really. So then when the course was mentioned to me, I didn't think that I was suitable for the course, but that was because of my low self-esteem. I didn't feel that I was right for the course. But then once I was on the course, it just really highlighted that anything is possible. I didn't realise how bad I was till I started doing the course, and then the course really highlighted how bad I was. I just thought I was just muddling, but I was crying all the time. I was off work with depression for about 6 weeks, so I knew that I'm just not happy at home, not happy at work, not happy in life. But I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I was stuck. That's all I kept saying to David, I'm stuck.
I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression, and which obviously led to like suicidal attempts and stuff like that in the time, numerous times. And then I got diagnosed with like a misdiagnosis actually of psychosis through taking, you know, like a lot of substances and stuff, which was like hearing things and being so paranoid, etc.
I've been going to steps since April time, so 9 months now.
Wow.
And obviously like over the months I've got to know Manny and he's got to know me, and obviously when he sort of was putting it together as such, he mentioned it to me and said that he thinks that I would gain and benefit from it. I felt very lost, and I think he could see that I felt lost, but I didn't want to admit it. He obviously knew that I sort of needed it for confidence and to sort of grow, and B, obviously because he knew that if I could be committed to coming every Sunday and every week for the walks, he knew that I'd be committed to coming every week for the courses. It happened in quite a really good timing, really, because like I say, I felt really lost and I felt like what to do next, and like constantly questioning everything and not having an answer.
To be honest, at the beginning I was so scared. I was like, I really don't want to do this, but I know that I need to do it. My anxiety was so bad, and I was like excluding myself from stuff.
And at first I thought it was going to be like one 8-week long counselling session,
Yeah.
But it actually wasn't, like the different classroom stuff.
the therapist was really well. At first it was quite hard because obviously it's all about being honest and being open and then just like being honest to yourself as well, which is what I feel like I found really difficult doing, admitting that I need help as such, or admitting that I'm feeling sad and things like that, and what the reasons are behind it for. So I feel like David the therapist really helped.
I think every part of it has had its own role to play, but David for me has brought out stuff that I didn't even think was an issue,
Right.
that clearly was or is.
Stuff that comes up is so, I'm like, after I've been to see David, I'm just so tired. The last session that we had, I don't think I cried the whole way through, like from the beginning to the end. And I walked out, I felt a lot lighter, like
You could breathe.
I could breathe. And then like every single session has been like that. Like I feel like a weight's lifting off slowly. Like I'm getting, yeah.
Because he actually got to the point of some of my problems which were unable, anybody else unable to, and the different techniques he was teaching me every day. And like, he wanted a technique where when I was so paranoid and I was thinking about people being in the house all the time, it was like, right, imagine it on an audio sample and then you need to speed it up so fast that it sounds like a load of gibberish. He said, and then you need to imagine it not in front of you but anywhere around you. And then every time I started getting paranoid, like a week after, all I could hear was instantly, and I was like, wow, this works.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it was great. And then eventually, it's been weeks since I've even been paranoid about anything, like straight away.
And I learned why I was so unconfident. I learned why I had low self-esteem. It really changed my mindset. I was a really negative person, but I didn't realise I was a negative person. So this self-awareness has really changed my thinking and mindset, really. As my confidence grew, I think I grew, and then it was like, well, I have a choice about this. And I just naturally, as the course went on, started to feel much happier in myself.
It was just like different nights of really good things that brought everything to the table, and it was just like giving me that boost, and I was walking away thinking, oh yeah, well I used to think different about one, now I don't.
So a lot of the people on the course like the gym when they do the gym.
Yeah.
I didn't even know where to put my legs. I was with another girl who's on the course. We meet up now and we go to the gym.
Do you know, I actually really enjoyed the gym.
It taught me a lot about my diet and about losing weight. I've always gone to the gym, it's always been about gaining muscle and stuff like that, but Dan explained a lot of things to me about losing weight and, doing a cardio session, which I've never really done.
It's about, like nutrition, your well-being of training. I've been training since I was 16, so, I took a lot, everything I didn't know, I took extra from that.
Unmasked mental health, we did a lot of like hubs and brought a lot of awareness to certain different types of mental health.
We did learn a lot through Unmasked.
Brilliant.
With all the different types of diagnoses, all the different, illnesses that there is. People would often just categorise it into one and just got bad mental health, don't they? But they don't realise actually what it is.
The power to choose part of the course was actually my favourite night of the week.
That was really good because that was obviously a group course.
In a group that we have, it's so varied and there's so many different people with so many different issues. People saw my side of their issue. So in a drugs kind of way, an addiction kind of way. I can't relate from the addiction side because that's not me, but I've dealt with the other side, and I think that was good for other people to see.
At the beginning, the first week, I actually said something, spoke out, but my heart was beating so fast the whole time. My cheeks had gone burning and I was shaking under the table, but I was like, I've done it. I've spoke. Do you know, I think towards the end I don't think you could shut me up.
Learning about other esteem and learning about my own self-esteem has helped me cut out negative people. And once I've taken a step back and I've done it, it was really hard because I feel like I have got a good heart and I'm a good person, but I think that's what was stopping me before.
You're a yes person.
Yeah, and I couldn't say no to people, whereas now I'm like, no, you know what, I'm going to stand my ground. And the more I've done
Set boundaries.
Yeah, and the more I've done it, I'm like, whoa.
I've learned how to be emotionally resilient, so when stuff are going wrong in my life, I can deal with it without becoming part of the problem.
Yeah.
So crying.
I work full time as a tarmacker, so I would come in from work to do the programme. And it was tough. I found it really hard. There were times when, you know, I broke and, you know, I spoke to Kira and, you know, I was upset, and a lot of times, you know, it was tough for me, but I worked hard on myself, and it's not just a case of something handed to you in them 8 weeks and it's going to be a miracle. You've got to work so hard on yourself and put the effort in, and you get it back.
It is intense. It's really intense, and obviously if you're having really tough sessions with David, that's on your mind for the rest of the week.
It's not just going to happen overnight. You've got to put the
You've got to
put the work in, and you know it can be hard work. There's going to be things that I might face and that are going to test the water, test the boundaries.
On the nights off, I was just asleep.
So it was exhausting.
I was so tired, like mentally tired, and I'm physically tired as well.
It was intense, and it's not a breeze. You have to put a lot of work into it, and you have dips. You're not just going to come at the end of the course and say, oh, you know, I'm cured, because I think
you're still working on yourself.
You still got to work on yourself, but the big thing is that it made me self-aware.
I brought it all to the table. I've never really brought it to the table before, so such as relying on drink to do things, you know, and going to the gym and relying on steroids to feel good. I can now go to the gym and feel good without steroids. I can now date a girl without drugs and drink and feel good and do it with Joel. I've done all them things, you know, in the last 25 weeks since I come back from my holiday. I've started my journey, and then the programme has just put the icing on the cake. It's like the programme's given me a ladder and I've climbed out the hill, obviously, and then it's put the icing on the cake for everything, and now I'm doing certain things and I'm reminding myself I wouldn't have done that a few months ago. I used to always wake up and go on my phone and go on Facebook, social media, which I was starting my day with a load of rubbish. But now I wake up, I do 50 press-ups, I listen to like a motivational video on YouTube, and I go out the door. Don't get me wrong, I go on my phone, but not the second I open my eyes. That first hour of starting my day, I find, is the most important day. If I start my day good, I finish my day good. Everything, all these things that I'm doing, I never watch motivational videos, I never had that drive to jump out of bed and do press-ups in the morning. I fell out of bed, I were a mess, I was drinking, I was taking drugs. I'm no longer doing that. You know, I'm walking out the door, Joel Raper, not a drunken one.
Amazing.
Now the course has ended, I feel stronger, more confident. I feel like I do matter and people do want to hear what I've got to say.
I feel happier, and I feel like I can accept when I have like a bad day or a bad moment. I used to feel really guilty for it before because I never really understood. I felt like I'd compare how I was feeling, that there were such other people out there that, you know, they were worse off, but I feel like I can accept me for who I am now, and I feel like this is me and I'm not going to change, and this is just how I am. And before I was a bit scared, and like I say, I don't want to tell people how I feel, but I'm just like, I stand my ground, this is me, this is just me.
I feel like I fit into society again, like I feel normal. My mindset just totally switched, it's flipped completely, you know, so yeah, like you said, part of the truth, like I don't drink, I don't take drugs or anything, like, you know. So I've had counselling for like 4 years prior to this, and I was like, it's not going to work, and then I got to the end of 8 weeks and I was like, what the hell has just happened? Do you know, it's absolutely unreal. Like, I definitely recommend it to anybody, 100%, yeah, I would.
I've definitely changed, people can see it, people have said to me, you're like a totally different person. I would say I found myself again. When my mum died, I really did, I felt like I'd lost who I was when she died, and I really feel like I'm back. I've got new goals that I've set, that I've started to work towards, you know, that involves a career change, so, you know, I'm a much happier person.
It's changed me massively. It's life-changing for me. It's made me self-aware, it's made me more confident. It's set me goals that I didn't know I wanted to do till I started doing the Power to Choose, that, you know, I was plodding on, but I'm not plodding on anymore because I'm not accepting that anymore. But it's not a breeze, you know. I still, you know, I've dipped,
You're still working on it.
and I'm still working on it. But I'd say for me personally, it changed my life.